That's interesting. Once again, it seems like I can receive from YouTube, but it won't send to YouTube. All right, guys, we'll get the stream started in about, I guess, 3 minutes. Trying to make sure everything is connected correctly and working. And then we'll get some aviation going. Paul, I recommend the Thrustmaster T16000. Let me get a link for you real quick. If you look on that page, it's like my affiliate store, I guess you can call it. Down towards the middle, you'll see the Thrustmaster T16000. They've got the whole system that comes with like pedals and everything. I don't necessarily recommend you get that if you're a beginner. Highly recommend just getting the stick. You can get the throttle quadrant and pedals later if you need it. The stick itself has twist in the joystick. So for rudder control, you can use that, and it works pretty well. The stick itself is fantastic. Very well built, very solid, very accurate. Highly recommend it. I also recommend, if you've got the budget, to pick up a Track IR, or if you have a Rift or whatever, just keep using virtual reality because it's really, really good. But basic joystick and head tracking make sim flying just so much better. Alright guys, I think I got everything working as best I can. So I'm going to fumble around and fly the A-10. So this is my Oculus Rift, obviously. It turns off the... Switch over to that stream real quick. And now I cannot see anybody, but I can peek from time to time. So I'll kind of keep my head peeked up a little bit. Do.
You might want to respawn because you're
That was loud.
Am I really loud? Oh, there you go.
All right, there we go. So in game now. As you can see, we're sitting in the cockpit of the A-10C. Fantastic aircraft. And as you can tell when you're flying in VR, you can look around without having to move anything on your joystick. So today I'm flying with my Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog. I've actually got it mounted on the ground here. And it seems like it is not currently set up, even though it was the other night. That's always fun. Oh, just streaming problems. Not that. Joystick throttle. I wonder if it's because I have them plugged into the wrong USBs. Wonder if I can just hot swap them or if it's gonna kill my controls. Nope, it's got them backwards now. Lovely. Let's see. Rudder appears correct, brakes appear correct. We'll clear the throttle category, and we'll clear the joystick category. And we will rebind these really quick. Pitch and roll. On the joystick, pitch is that. Roll is that. Rudder is crosswind. I need throttle left to be bound to you. Throttle right to be bound to you. Wheel brake left is set up correctly. So I think on this all I need is the... Oh, I also want the slew. Horizontal set to you. And vertical set to you. So it used to be in DCS World you weren't able to bind your controls unless you actually left the game part of the sim, which was a huge pain in the butt. Okay, so I've got what I need set up now. So why is it... Oh, probably because I need to turn the plane on first. Go ahead and get that set up. Get our APU on. We can check it down here. We're going to watch this gauge until it goes up to 100%. Then we're going to turn on the APU generator. Hey Dimitri, awesome. Good to see that Germany's watching. You guys can watch me screw up and make fun of me later. It'll be great. All right, APU looks like it's on. We'll get the generator on. Those guys, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the oxygen and that on. We'll get this set up. And we will start our left turbine. And that's giving us hydraulic pressure. Kick the boost pumps on, which I forgot to do yet again. I'll need to restart that engine. So the problem with not having flown the A-10C in such a long time is I'm a little rusty on the startup. While we're waiting on him, we'll go ahead and get the loadout set. I want... Where was that one that I was just looking at? This one, I think. And then I'm going to swap this for rockets. And I don't need a 38. I'll just put another Mark 82 on here. So this mission is a really, really cool mission. It's got 5 different target areas. And they're kind of, it randomizes which of 4 missions in each target area it's going to actually activate for you. So the mission plays a little bit differently each time, which is really nice. All right, what did I forget? Perfect. Yeah, thanks, guys. Do I need to motor the engine or something to do something? Meh, I'll just run the battery down. Get everything else going. And pitot heat. We got a Hobbit flying out there in front of me. Get that master caution off. Engine's off, AP's on, everything looks like it's good. So let's see if we can kickstart the left engine. There it goes. I'll get the right one going. We've already got reloaded, so we'll just load all. Watching the right engine spool up, locking the throttles. Alright, and we'll wait for the INS to align. No in-game sound. Ah, good call. Let me get that set up. Thanks, Paul. That's a result of me forgetting to switch it over to the Rift because I was flying with just no head tracking a little bit earlier, so now you guys should have in-game sound. And really, this is the only drawback to using a virtual reality headset is you have to pull it off to be able to see if anybody's talking. I need to see if I can figure out a way to make an overlay in-game, but I think that'll just slow everything down. Why do I have mirrors now? I didn't want mirrors. INS 2.9. That's got to get to 4. Go ahead and uncage. Get back into the game. Then we'll go ahead and uncage this guy. Get our anti-skid. Taxi light. 3.3, getting closer. Got maybe another minute. Beta heat's on, oxygen's on. Get the EGI set in a second. Radios are on. They're not tuned to the right station. But I'm not going to be using air traffic control anyway because in this game it is totally trashed at the moment. 3.8. Yeah, I've been so busy putting together the mission editor tutorials and the P51 tutorials that I haven't played the A-10 in months. Just click the mirrors. Perfect. Alright, 4.0, INS nav ready. Switch nav mode, we'll turn on the EGI, and then we'll get our EAC set up. Alright, SAS is set. Set 1 notch of flaps for takeoff. And I believe we're good to go. Hey, Hobart, you ready to go? Go ahead and start taxiing if you are. There goes Hobbit. Hobbit's a good friend of mine. He's actually one of the first people who flew in DCS with me a long time ago. We both had purchased it on Steam, but... and... nose wheel steering. We both had purchased it on Steam, but hadn't played it. Back then I was into flight sims, but I just wanted to get in and fly. I didn't really want to learn how to do everything. And, you know, the interactive cockpit in the A-10 is so comprehensive that it was just too much for me at the time. And about a year or two later, Hobbit was like, hey, why don't you fire up A-10, because I've got it too. We'll see if we can figure out how to fly the A-10. And ever since then, I just really dove into it.
Negative.
And we're just going to ignore the air traffic control. I'll go ahead and pull up on the left. Alright, Hobbit, you start rolling first, and then I'll just follow you. He's rolling, I'm rolling. Airspeed's alive. I'm gonna start pulling back on the stick to relieve some pressure on the wheels. And rotate. Gear up, positive rate, gear up. And pull my flaps up. Welcome to DCS World. Now, we're not going to play this like a serious space mission. We're just going to go out and blow some shit up. There's 3 ranges out there. There's an easy... I guess there's 4. There's an easy, medium, hard, and then very hard. And then I think there's 3 strikes that you can do, completely independent of the target ranges. And I figure we'll just either head towards the medium or the easy. Take out some targets and then come back, and that'll be the end of the stream. Just get some quick gaming in. Really easy to keep an eye on somebody with either track IR or, in this case, a Rift. And once we get up to altitude, I'm probably going to level off at about 10,000 feet. I'm going to hop back into the control config because I know that I don't have my trim set. I think right now my my hat switch is actually my look commands, but since I don't need the look commands, I'll just make those the trim as they should be. It makes it a lot easier. So we got Hobbit off there, off the right wing. Looking good. Hobbit, are you flying in VR today, or are you just doing normal? Yeah, man, flying in VR is amazing. I have a private pilot license in real life, and flying in VR is very close. It's really quite cool how realistic it is. And it really feels like I'm sitting in a, you know, A-10 cockpit. Now, I like the Rift because it's got some helpers. They have...
Attention all aircraft. We have just received word that one of our drones has discovered a large gathering of units next to the train tracks just north of the lake between the two towns. It appears that they are staging for pickup and shipment to the front lines. We need you to destroy all of the assets at the location, including the outpost.
Alright, there's our mission. Yeah, looks like I didn't ever uncage this guy. Or maybe I did? Why is the flag still on? Not really important yet, so I won't worry about it. Get our targeting pod on. And let that guy warm up. Alright, passing 9,100, 9,200, going up to 10,000. Still got Hobbit over there off the front right, which is nice. 9,900, 10,000 feet. I'm going to level off. I'm going to engage my autopilot. Altitude and heading. 080 is my heading. There we go. I should hopefully maintain about 10,100 feet, and I'm going to go and adjust my controls. Alright, let's see. I want to go in here. So when you're doing control configuration in DCS, I need to put together a tutorial for this because I know that there's so many controls that it trips people up. But one of the really cool things is this filter drop-down. So I can actually go to flight control. And then here I should have all of my trim, aircraft bank, rudder, throttle, step, trim reset. Throttle. It's probably flight where is it? It's in one of these, but you can basically go in and, there we go, trim, left wing down, nose down, all of that. You can get all of these guys kind of filtered down to just a really small subset of what you're going to be looking for, which makes it a lot easier to adjust things. Left control plus joy button. Well, that's not what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and clear the trims that are set here. Weapons release. And then I'm just going to set them up the way they should be. Trim left wing down, trim nose down, trim nose up, and trim right wing down. So I've got those, and I'm also going to go into my axis assign and tune my axes for my slew control joystick. And I basically just want to do saturation X like 75 or whatever, and then saturation Y 30. That should be good. And then the same with this guy. Do axis tune, saturation X. And I'm going to go double check that in a second and make sure that that is set the way that I want it. Another quick tip, the closer you are to the little button here that you're dragging around, the more sensitive it is. So if you need, or I should say, the more it moves for the less amount of mouse movement. If you move your mouse way far down and just keep your mouse button clicked, you should have a little bit more fine control of, you know, how many pixels you're moving it over, or whatever the value is. Really, really annoying that they don't make these type-ins, because I would just love to go in and type in what I want. Alright, so that should be good. My control should be set now. And looking down over on the left there, I believe I have a bunch of targets in sight in between the two towns in that field. And let's see if I can find Hobbit. I might have lost him here. Oh, I see him way back there. Go ahead and set my countermeasures to manual. Get those all set up. And I'm going to switch to my Maverick over here and get the electro-optical sensor warming. So that'll take 3 minutes to warm up, but that's fine. Go to our targeting computer. I think Hobbit just rifled something. I don't see any missiles coming up at
Warning,
me.
autopilot.
And I'm disengaging my autopilot by using the rudder to turn. So one of the cool things about the rudder pedals, if you're not touching your joystick and you rudder right or left, the plane will actually start banking that direction. So you can use it as kind of a poor man's bank. Or if you just need to make minor adjustments to your bank, you can just kind of rudder over. And I think I see smoke down there, so I think Hobbit found targets. I'm going to roll in, set my TGP to the active sensor, and I'm going to actually put the little button over where the targets are and move it so that it ground stabilizes, and now I'm actually just going to go and pull away again. I see some targets down there. The guy was talking about an outpost, which I don't see yet. I think I got it visually. Yeah, one of the annoying things with the TGP in this game, it's very hard to discern targets against the background. It's one of the things that a lot of people in the forums want Eagle Dynamics to work on, is an actual FLIR system that, you know, reacts like a FLIR system. There goes Hobbit underneath us. I'll go ahead and turn off my position lights. So let me see if I can reacquire what I was looking at. Alright, got trucks and stuff. I see what looks like a water tower. Someone said something about an outpost, but I don't see the outpost yet. Oh, that must be the outpost right there. So one of the really cool things about using Oculus or any kind of VR headset is you still have your peripheral vision. So as I'm like looking in close on this sensor on the left, I can still see everything around me, so I can tell what the plane is more or less doing. And I think I'm going to take the outpost out with a laser-guided bomb. So I'm going to set myself into altitude autopilot, begin a shallow bank to the right, and this will just hold my altitude but leave my attitude alone. And I'm going to go into my weapons page and the profiles. I'm going to go down to the GBU-12s, view the profile. I want to drop them single, CCRP, we're going to do laser guided. So I'm going to save, go back into the profile, change setting, auto lays on, lays time, I like to use 15 seconds. And that should work good. I probably forgot something, but it'll just make it funny when I drop and nothing happens. Go ahead and go CCRP. We've got our target coming in. Over here, we're going to go back to our TGP. And And our targets are over there. I can see the smoke. Looks like we still have our outpost selected. There we go. Turn off the autopilot. Roll in on the target. This is another really cool thing here. Alright, why are you giving me an X? I don't know. Everything seems to be fine. Lasers on, TGP's on, guns are not on, but the weapons are armed. I should get a countdown here. There we go, 15, 14. You can peek over the nose, which is nice, if you need to make sure that you're kind of lined up on the target. 7, 6, 5, 4. Hold down a release button, and there goes our bomb. There I am. There my bomb is. Set altitude heading. Hold. I'll zoom out here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Good effect on target. Over on this guy. Actually going to set him to the TGP and set this guy to the Dismas page. Autopilot off. I want to go ahead and drop one more laser guided bomb on that guy just to make sure. He's smoking pretty bad. Doesn't look like he's dead, though. Go ahead and drop another one. Roll in on target. $20 seconds to drop. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, you can stick your head out the window. Do this. F6 on the bomb. And if it wasn't dead before, I think it's gone now. So I've got 4 Mavericks, I've got 2 Mark 82s. I think I'll use the Mavericks first. We'll go ahead and switch over TGP. Turn the laser off, I don't really need it anymore. And over here we'll go to the Maverick page. Set this guy to my sensor of interest. And I think Hobbit's doing a run. I think there's something more dangerous than that water tower to hit with the Maverick. but I guess we'll see. Hey guys, so if you're enjoying the stream, I do some real-world aviation videos on YouTube. I do more streaming on Twitch. You can follow me on either one. Subscribe if you want to hit that bell on YouTube. It'll tell you when I post new things. I do both simulators and real-world aviation. Let's see, I'm pretty sure there is a tank, like that guy. I'll slave my Maverick over to him. Locked on the tank. Inbound, still locked on the tank, and rifle. And looks like my TGP lost the target, or just shat itself, one or the other. Looks like I got the tank anyway. Yeah, they really need to work on the TGP. We'll take out the watchtower with the next Maverick. Sounds like somebody subscribed. Thank you so much. I can't see because I'm in VR. I think I heard 2 other people subscribe or donate coins or whatever. I'm not 100% sure what's going on because I can't see outside of the VR headset. But we're about to roll in on a watchtower and blow it up. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that let's see, I fired one from this side, so I'm going to unselect it. And what that's going to do is make sure that the airplane fires off of the left side this time. Go back to the TGP, and that keeps everything kind of balanced. Because once you fire something off of one side, now the plane is lighter on the side that fired. And it'll actually start rolling the other direction. Rolling in on the watchtower. One of the cool things about having a Thrustmaster Warthog is that I don't have to look at the keyboard very often. Everything can be done on the hands-on throttle and stick, which is what HOTAS stands for. Go ahead and get my Maverick slaved onto the watchtower. Slow myself down. I believe that's a good lock, and rifle. Yeah, 10 seconds to impact. Nope. And I see an explosion. And it looks like the watchtower is no longer. What else do we have? Oh, command vehicle. Go ahead and walk onto the command vehicle. I'll fire the last Maverick that I've got on the left wing. So yeah, the Thrustmaster Warthog is fantastic. The Thrustmaster T16000 is excellent if you're just getting into DCS. Roll in on target and rifle, and there it goes. And there it went. Getting a little closer here. Looks like there's a couple of targets and that water tower. Probably take the water tower out now. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Back to the TGP. Can't see because it's looking at the wing right now. See that sensor looking right at the front edge of the wing? There we go. Alright, what do we got? Water tower, and then looks like we got a couple targets also to the west of the water tower, and a train. Let me zoom out and see if I can see what these other guys are. No, don't look under the train. Yeah, this thing needs to be fixed. It actually got worse when they released the new terrains, probably because they're more detailed, so there's more like clutter in the background. It makes it so hard to see what you're looking at. Go ahead and turn this way. I gotta go back to the Dismas page and re-enable the right-hand Maverick. Now we're done with the ones on the left. We got one more on the right. Getting a little choppy for me. Not sure if you guys are seeing that too. Locked onto the water tower and rifle. I think I got it. Okay, I can get rid of the Maverick, go back to my CDU, or TGP I should say. And over here we'll go back to the Dismas. I've got some rockets and my gun, of course. Go to CCIP and make you sensor of interest. Ooh, I've still got my Mark 82s. I'll leave you guys in case I need you. We'll do some rockets first. I'm actually going to turn off the TGP because it's not useful anymore. Go back to the CDU. Used to be useful. Used to be the TGP would be a great way to find targets, but since it's just impossible to see anything on the ground anymore, it really isn't. So I'm going to go ahead and pop some brakes. And see what I can see.
Pull up! Pull up! Altitude, altitude.
Make sure to get the brakes away, full throttle. Keeping an eye on my airspeed as I roll back in.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
We've got 2 Mark 82s and my gun left. So I'm going to switch over to guns. Got my dog barking in the other room. I don't know if you can hear him or not. Rolling in on target. I'm going to turn the gun with the precision aim control pack on right now, and the reason that I turn it on when I'm rolling in is because it actually adjusts the trim on the airplane. It makes it more difficult to maneuver. And I think this is a target right there.
Pull up, pull up.
And now that I'm going out, turn it back off. I used to have that bound to a switch on my joystick to make it easier. Because you can actually, it adjusts the trim so much that you can actually stall yourself very easily in turns. I see Hobbit down there still doing gun runs. Everything looks good. But we're definitely missing at least one guy. I don't think it's going to attack, so I'm going to be just doing a low pass to see if I can identify where he is.
Congrats,
we got him.
You have successfully completed the mission Easy Variable 4 of 4.
Altitude.
Awesome.
You are cleared for RTB.
Sweet. Well, let's RTB. So yeah, there's 4 random zones and I think 3 strikes that are set up. One's, I think, actually, we can go and look. So here we go. We got a bridge strike, a carrier strike. Probably this would be great for the Viggen. Planes like the, or helicopters like the, in the command strike over here, which I'm assuming is a command outpost. There's a lot of Huey missions as well. You can do hospital pickups and all kinds of stuff, which we haven't actually explored yet, but the mission is really cool. It's called Krasnodar Variable Ground Attack version 1. I think I have it linked in the description below. Fantastic mission, highly recommend. Go ahead and go to CCIP and switch to weapons off. Go to nav mode. Master off, guns are off, everything there is off. So I'm in altitude heading, hold. Oh, I don't want that, let me trim it out first. So for some reason in this plane, I don't know why, but the HUD is above where I want, like, I feel like my head should be down here, not, like, the velocity vector is off of where my normal head position is, which is weird because I'm a short guy, so if anything, I should be sitting really low in this seat, but feels like maybe the positioning is slightly off. Okay, we'll go ahead and get that set up, and I'm going to go ahead and jettison what I don't need. I don't remember how to do this. There we go. Just drop the stores, leave the bombs and everything on. Let's see. Yeah, the other strange thing is it's only the velocity vector and the horizon line. The airspeeds and everything are correctly aligned with where my head is. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. Go back to the TAD. Alright, so we're coming in on about a 45. Get our position and nav lights on. And I'm going to start slowing down, autopilot off, and coming down towards pattern altitude. Let's see what A-10C says.
Heshkovsky, Hog, 1-1, inbound.
Oh, that's probably the wrong one.
Heshkovsky, fly heading 81, port 12, QFE 29.81. Heshkovsky, Hog, 1-1, abort inbound, resuming mission. Krasnodar, Hog, 1-1, inbound.
So I'm going to go ahead and descend to pattern altitude, which is about 1,000 feet. I'm a little high.
2-1, cleared for visual, contact tower.
We're going to enter the downwind here. Get our gear down. Don't need to hear that warning. Looks like a good downwind entry. 1,500 feet, trimming for slight descent until we get to about 1,000 feet. 1200 is good. Drop a notch of flaps. Start turning our downwind to base leg. We'll just continue this into the final. One more notch of flaps. Keep the descent coming. Roll out on final. A little high, so I'm gonna
Altitude, altitude.
reduce my throttle all the way, double check that my landing gear is out. Everything is out and looks good. 135.
Krasnodar, Hog 2-1, request landing.
And we'll hold it level to slow down. And there we go. Keep the nose off as long as we can. Whoa! And start braking. We'll get the flaps up.
Hog 2-1, Krasnodar, check landing gear. Runway 09.
Now get off the runway before tower tells him to go around.
Hog 1-1, taxied parking area.
And we got Hobbit over there coming in.
Krasnodar, Hog 1-1, request takeoff. Hog 1-1, Krasnodar, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.82.
Looks like he had a good landing too. I wish the radio menu wouldn't pop up automatically. Cool guys, well, hope you enjoyed tagging along on the live stream. Let me take a peek and see what we got here. Looks like Hobbit's been doing a really good job of keeping in touch with you guys while I can't see anything, which is good.
Hog 2-1, taxied parking area.
Yeah, I'm using Oculus Mirror. It's a utility that's in the Oculus folder, which I think Hobbit said. Yeah, it's under. Yeah, he's already told you. And now he's gonna do the thing that he always does and blow me up after the mission. Get the canopy closed and eject. Ugh. It's always disorienting. You can walk around with the joystick. But we can't see each other moving around, which is kind of sad. I can move around, Hobbit can be right next to me, and we won't see each other. Anyways, everybody, thanks so much for joining me on the stream. Hopefully it was helpful and useful and fun to watch. And highly recommend you give the A-10C a try if you haven't already. Feel free to, subscribe on Twitch or YouTube. Follow me on whatever other social media you'd like to look me up on. I generally post pictures and stuff fairly regularly. Not just aviation stuff, just all kinds of stuff. And, yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Streaming on Twitch every Wednesday and Sunday, and then on YouTube probably when I do something that's a little bit more substantial, just because I think the platform's more built for produced content and not necessarily live streamed content. But anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. Let me see if I can make this thing work. There we go. Highly recommend the Oculus Rift. Highly recommend the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog and or the T16000. They're both fantastic joysticks. And get some kind of head tracking if you want to do flight simulation. It makes all the difference in the world, being able to just turn your head and, looking for things as opposed to having to use the keyboard or the hat switch on top of the joystick to look around. Just naturally being able to look left and right is incredibly useful. In VR, it really makes you feel like you're sitting in a cockpit, if I'm flying an X-plane, I feel like I'm actually in a 172, Cessna 172, or whatever aircraft I'm flying. In DCS, it feels like I'm sitting in the cockpit of an A-10, P-51, whatever. But VR, I know, is a little bit outside of some people's budget, and if you can't afford it, I highly recommend at least a Track IR, because it's just fantastic. Anyway, see you next time.